Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are currently continuing Just a Dude's Where's Kevin contract by extending it a little bit. We decided at the end of last episode we're going to go orbit Minmus with this thing and complete our exploration contract that we have here. We have plenty of Delta V to make that happen, so no concerns there. Although I do have one concern. We need to split off our drogue chutes here. So we can split off our drogues, put them there. Otherwise, this guy goes here, and our staging should be good from here. Okay, beautiful. So we're going to start our burn in 11 days. Of course, we've already done our burn to get to Minmus. We need to enter orbit of Minmus, so we're going to head on out here. Goodbye, Moon. Goodbye, Kerbin. And Minmus is around here somewhere. There it is. Hello, Minmus. Imagine meeting you here. Who could have ever predicted that? Other than our orbit prediction algorithms. I mean, I suppose they could have predicted that. But here comes Minmus. We are, of course, going to be entering it virtually at the apex, not quite, of our orbit. Looks like we're coming in at a retrograde? That's fine. Whatever. I don't really care. We just need to enter an orbit of Minmus, right? Now, we cannot get these, so I want to... Oh, that's fine for now. In Space High over... Oh, we already got In Space High stuff from our Minmus flyby, if I recall correctly. Did we get In Space Low? I'm not sure. We don't have the ability to get our Mystery Goo observation and material study at this point. I should have reset those, but hello. There's a crew report, temperature scan, atmospheric pressure scan, and an EVA report at least. We'll have Jeb grab the EVA report. We have no scientist to do it. I usually have a scientist do it. I don't think that's necessary, though. Start burn in -8 minutes. What? Oh, I know why. We're thrust limited. There we go. Much better. Much, much better. Cool. Minmus's Lowlands. Let's grab an EVA report from that. Fantastic. And we're coming on down here to a periapsis of 15 kilometers, which should be reasonably safe. I'm going to warp forward a little bit here. I do want to stop warp if we enter into some place where we can grab an additional EVA report. Like this. Hello, Highlands. Cool. That's probably going to be all we're going to get here. We've overshot slightly on our timing because I wasn't paying the closest of attention, but it's fine. We're just going to burn here. And we're going to get this nice retrograde burn, bringing us down into an orbit. Okay. We're probably going to need to... Well, we can burn up over this way. It's fine. Get that last 6 meters per second or so. Not the most of efficient things here because of the timing differential, but it's fine. This is close enough. So we're in orbit here. Wonderful. And from here, we're just going to add in a maneuver right here. And I want to see if we're going to get any additional biomes. We're probably going to get like some flats biomes, I think, on this inclination. There's a slopes biome. Cool. So we'll hop in. We're just using this maneuver here as a timer. And we're going to warp around and continue to grab some EVA reports, as long as we're here. So we'll go around at 100x. Lesser flats. I like it. We'll grab that. Each of these EVA reports is worth, what was that? 24, 32? One of those. It's a good chunk, so we'll definitely take that. 32. I like it. So there's great flats. What else do we have? That might be it for now. Nope, greater flats. Cool. Technically, we have the Delta V that we could land and take off again. We're not going to do that. We have no landing fins on this. We could technically do it, but I'm not going to. We're going to plot a return trip to Kerbin here very shortly. We want to have an exploration contract for landing on Minmus, is the thing. So that's all we're going to probably get. Technically, we could get maybe a little bit more due to the rotation underneath us, but that's probably about what we're going to get. So we're going to add in a burn around here-ish for a nice and easy return trajectory. Beautiful. And I want to fine-tune that in a little bit. That's a little too fine-tuned. Let's back that off ever so gently. 16 kilometers is a little closer than I'd like to target here. I'm going to target 40 for right now as a bit of safety, but we're going to change that on the way in. This is a little bit overcautious, but we are going to be changing that. Okay, cool. So we're going to head on over to our target position here. Overshot it slightly, so I time warped there to freeze the physics. And there we go. We're lined up for it. And let's warp on around. We'll need to take another orbit. Okay, this isn't exactly where we wanted it to be, but that's fine. We will physics warp as we head over towards prograde. And I guess we'll stay in physics warp here for a bit. It's only a 12-second burn to get out of here, so that's not going to be all that much. We're going to start our burn in 3, 2, 1, mark. And we're out of here. Beautiful. Burn will be ending as of... This is close enough. How are we doing on our return trajectory? That'll do. So, we are going to be exiting here, presumably heading towards Apoapsis. Yes, indeed. So we can warp over to the Apoapsis for now. Goodbye, Minmus. And we're basically on our starting trajectory here now. So that's absolutely great. And, I mean, we definitely picked up a bit of an inclination, but that's fine. Around here-ish, I'm going to want to do a radial retrograde burn. How much delta V do we have? 2,600. Okay, we've got a lot of DV here. More than we need, that's for sure. In fact, we probably have enough that we can do a powered landing and not get rid of this and recover a bit more of this. That'll be very good for trying to get our contract to be a little bit more on the profitable side. So we're just bringing this on around and targeting this being about here. Yeah, this is about the right place to do the burn. So we'll target about 20 kilometers, I think. We'll have a lot of Delta V left. No doubt about that. This thing was wildly overbuilt, as tends to be the case. Beautiful. Okay, let's warp. Where is Kerbin right now? Hello, there's Moon, there's Kerbin. We're coming in at a slightly awkward angle. But we're definitely going to be doing that radial retrograde burn. We should probably stow our solar panels about the same time as we start the burn. We're going to be pretty low here as we come around. Beautiful. Well, we're going to be entering atmosphere pretty quickly here. So I'm going to stow our solar panels so that they don't burn off. And we'll warp forward just a little bit further. We're coming in at a pretty high rate of speed, of course. And burn starting in 3, 2, 1, mark. So we're going to burn roughly half of our remaining fuel here. And we'll have plenty to do a landing burn. Are we going to be coming down in water or on land? It's hard to say, actually. Oh, there's an eclipse going on. Oh, so there is. Hello, eclipse. Cool. So we're going to be coming down somewhere. I can say that definitively. I'm guessing it's going to be over water. Honestly, we could burn retrograde as we enter the atmosphere and kill some of our horizontal speed to try to guarantee it. I think a water landing would be a lot safer if we're going to try to bring this whole thing back. So I think that's probably a good idea. Yeah, sounds good to me. So we're going to complete this radial retrograde burn. That's going to kill a huge amount of our gravitational potential energy, which, of course, is rather important here. We're entering into the shadow of the moon here. Cool. And there it's blocking the sun flare. I like it. We're continuing to decelerate by about another 100 meters per second or so. And at this point, we may as well just hit retrograde. Cool. So we're going to be hitting the atmosphere quite soon at this point, right? Let's go ahead and warp forward a bit. We can watch the eclipse as we come on in. And there's the atmosphere hit. So at this point, I want to definitely kill some horizontal speed. We're burning pure surface retrograde here. I want to leave at least 10 seconds of burn left in this tank. Bare minimum. Checking in here on our trajectory. Yeah, okay. I think this will be good. Checking in now on the status of the solar eclipse. It appears to be possibly ending, but that's fine. We didn't necessarily plan for this to coincide with the solar eclipse, but here we are. We're quite high up right now, of course, and so we're getting very, very little air resistance, but we're not moving tremendously quickly. Our thrust to weight here is still 2.26. That's remarkable. Okay, we've now passed over the landmass here. We're definitely going to have a water landing at this time. That looks good. I'm going to commence a further burn here. The primary purpose of this is to drop mass as well as to increase our thrust to weight a little bit, but mostly it's to drop mass. I'm going to keep about 10 seconds of burn left in the tank here. 14, 13, 12, 11, and 10. Cool. So there we go. We are still accelerating, of course. We're quite high up, and that's fully expected. We're going to start decelerating pretty soon here, though. There you can see we're starting to decelerate just from aerodynamic effects. I like it. We're still 23 kilometers up, and we're going to be completely fine to drop our drogue chutes pretty soon. We're keeping this remaining 10-second margin here for splashdown, just in case our chutes don't get us there, which I think they probably will. Most likely. Drogue chutes will be deployable very shortly. We're moving at about 700 meters per second. I think it's 600 that drogue chutes can be deployed at, or 500. Okay, drogue chutes deployed. Air is still a little too thin for them to actually deploy. Yeah, they're armed. Main chutes also armed. We're moving very slowly. And there goes all of them at once. Hilarious. And they're going to deploy quite high up. I forgot to reset that. I definitely forgot to reset that. Okay, we're going to physics warp down to the ground. That's going to take a bit. We're going at 10 meters per second. I don't think we need to cushion this landing, to be honest. Yeah, even at 4x time acceleration, this is going to take a bit. We can see our thrust to weight dropping here, of course, which we expect with a vacuum-optimized engine here. Are we going to get below 1.0 before we hit the ground? I think so. And I really don't like this situation here, but it's fine, I suppose. Would this thing lift this at sea level? Surely not. We're down to 1.1, with it being 2 kilometers up still. But that's really close, actually. I mean, granted, a huge amount of that is we have very little mass in this, right? We deliberately burned out our mass, so that's fine. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be okay to not cushion this, but we're still going to cushion it. There we go. Dropping below 1 thrust to weight, meaning that this is not going to be able to overcome gravity, which is fine. We don't want it to overcome gravity here. We're now about 1 kilometer up and continuing to drift on down. 900 meters. Man, this is slow. I really should have redone these to be a little lower altitude. 600 meters. But it is safe. There's no doubt about that. This is optimum safety, I suppose. 400 meters. Whoa! We apparently just splashed down. The game bugged there. The game bugged. it thought that we splashed down. That was actually a physics warp issue. So that is not a problem, right? That was that portion being detached there actually causing a problem. So that was a physics warp issue. That was not an actual issue. So the question is, where was the last save? We'll find out. It should be relatively recent. And we can redo the reentry. That was definitely a physics bug. We can redo the reentry there, and I'll redo the parachutes to be a little bit better. A little bit better here. Okay, let's see where this last save was, and if I need to, I will stop recording and get us back to a reasonable point. I'll make that decision here in a moment. Wait, that autosave would have been when we crashed, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it have been? It would have been. Yeah, so we actually need to go back to an earlier save point. Okay, that's irritating. We were completely safe there, to be clear. That's just a problem with the physics warp. That can happen occasionally. It just is what it is. So we would load in day 47, day 48. I think this is the one that we were at when we started the episode, to be honest. I think that's the case. So we might have just lost all of that progress. No. Actually, no, this is where we were. Okay, that's irritating. Well, I'm going to redo that off camera, and we'll be back nearly to the ground. See you guys in a moment. Okay, so here we are, coming down again. I have done no physics warping this time for the sake of not breaking it. And luckily, we seem to be okay. Madbro, you are cursed, and we are retiring you after this. I think that's the only explanation here. It's all Madbro's fault. Definitely. 100%. So I followed the same trajectory back. You can see we're landing in about the same place. Timings were, I'm sure, a little bit different, but it's about the same return trajectory. And I kept that same 10 seconds of burn here. Everything was the exact same. So this should be very representative of what it would have been if the physics warp hadn't have broken this. So we're going to very gently drift down. I did do one thing slightly differently, and that is I didn't open the main chutes until 1 kilometer up, just for the sake of time. But that's not really relevant in the difference. Everything else was exactly the same. So that'll be fine. We're going to commence a gentle burn here as we come on down, just to soften it that little bit. And there is... Oh, I expected it to turn itself off after that, after it impacted the water, but there we go. We let it tip over, and that is good. Yes, we cannot get these. That is fine. I did also go around and re-grab the EVA reports at Minmus, just for the record. Those are stored in here. You can see the review stored data there. So everything was exactly the same. I don't think we grabbed any extra or any less data either. I entered virtually the same orbit. It should have been pretty much identical. So we'll recover that, and we'll consider that a completion of the Where's Kevin contract. Now, that's not quite all of our contracts completed. And let me just move this down while we're loading in here. We still have Robin Patnall's Reuse, Recycle, RUD contract. And that is something that we will be working on. That's sort of a next episode thing. This contract has been cursed. There's no doubt about that. And that is definitely Madbro's fault. So, Madbro, you're fired. Get out of here, Madbro. Beautiful. So Madbro is fired, and that's fantastic. Jeb actually got some good skills out of that. So Jeb and Valentina are now both level 2 pilots. They can hold a radial and normal attitude. They cannot currently hold maneuver, which is a little bit sad, but it's fine. We, of course, have Sonley on the moon right now. And so we need to hop into our mission control and take a quick look here at the exploration contract. Land on Minmus? Yeah, that's pretty expected. We'll grab that. Oh, we need to get our 50,000. We need to get our 50,000 here for our contract that we just completed. So this needs to go up to 12 million? Hang on. No, 1.2. So this needs to go up to 1.34 is what we need this to be at. I can math. I'm sure of it. Okay, so we'll take this up to 1.34. There we go. That'll do. That gets us our payment for that viewer contract. I'm going to go through and grab ourselves a few additional viewer contracts here pretty soon. Oh, I so want to grab this plant flag on Minmus contract as long as we're going to be landing there. We can't grab that. That is not allowed. So that's fine for now. I want to hop into our R&D real quick. Is there anything that we want or need for Robin Pattonall's contract? I'm just checking here. We need a probe core, power generation, an antenna, EVA repair kits, a crew capacity of at least 5, a crew complement of at least 1, a viewing cupola, storage for LFO plus monoprop, so that's liquid fuel and oxidizer and monoprop, does not have to be filled and ideally enough to support a moon Minmus round trip. Docking capacity for at least 3 vessels at the same time. Expandability, yep. And be positioned in a Kerbin equatorial orbit at a reasonable altitude. Hold stability for 10 seconds. Okay. Cupola modules is something we might need. We should have, I think, everything else good to go. Yeah, we need this part, for sure. So we can grab that, and we can potentially grab something else in theory. What else would we need? Well, we've got the ability to generate power. The cupola was the only thing I noticed in there that we did not immediately have. So I think that's it. We might want to go up to the higher level docking port. In fact, that is explicitly called out in the contract here as a prerequisite. Although that is a optional tech node. Okay, miniaturization, command modules, advanced electrics, and specialized construction. Noted. So let's grab specialized construction. I believe that we already have everything else there. Miniaturization is... We have the Clampatron Docking Port Junior, for sure. We have the cupola now. Advanced electrics for photovoltaic panels, we have that. So everything here, we have the tech now to make this station as specified. Excellent. Well, I do think it is time to put a cut in here. It's slightly early, but this episode took longer than expected, thanks to Madbro and her physics warping aura. That's pretty exciting that Madbro has a physics warping aura. But I think we're going to get started on this station contract in the next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kentogan, Andy Magar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.